Now, if you've been watching my channel long enough, especially right around the summertime, you know how much I love 20 Iconic Masculine by Clive, one of the most natural smelling, most organic smelling citrus fragrances on the market. Here we have another one that is very bright, fresh, citrusy. There's mate, bergamot, nutmeg, pink pepper, Chinese jasmine, jasmine sambac. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is called Matsukita. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this release that came out in the past few years, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Matsukita by Clive, I'll tell you all about this fragrance, the notes, the smell, the performance, longevity comparisons, all that good stuff. But before I begin, I want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, of course, I'm looking at this fragrance, in terms of the vantage point of the note breakdown, not really sure what to expect. Is it going to be more on the floral side of things, more on the tea-based side of things, more citrusy, more spicy? Of course, you think of pink pepper and nutmeg, you're like, okay, is it going to have this spicy personality about it? This is one where I can generously and genuinely say that all of the ingredients are, having an equal presence in here, and I think that's really important and really impressive. Here we have this coffret, which is amazing, and it does have 3 different ones. It has crab apple blossom. It also has town and country. I've read and watched a few reviews already on town and country, and I know that's going to be my next one. I'm going to review all 3, and of course, a little bit goes a long way. Their products are pretty strongly concentrated, and here I'm really excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, the opening of this fragrance is very bright and citrusy. Now, there isn't a whole lot of citrus in here, so you're not going to get this melange of lime and lemon and bergamot and grapefruit and yuzu and this and that. No, I'm not talking about a complex citrus bouquet, but it does have this freshness where you spray it on and you're like, this is a breath of fresh air. Like, this is going to be a very uplifting, spirit-raising experience, if you will. But of course, right away, you're going to get those smooth, meditative, rich heart notes, the Chinese jasmine, the jasmine sambac, and also the mate. And I love tea-based fragrances for this exact reason. There are some tea-based fragrances, chai, for example, very spicy. Some of them have an overdose of vanilla, and they're lactonic, and they're great for the cold weather. Here you have something that is phenomenal for the hot weather. And again, it doesn't even have to be, in the hot weather times of the year. It could just be in the cold weather, but in a climate controlled environment. So for as long as you're indoors and you have the temperature set to 72 Fahrenheit, then whatever, you can wear this one. But Matsukita, it has this beautiful citrusy introduction. The pink pepper makes it smell a bit rosy. The nutmeg is in there. It's a really nice nutmeg, and it's not overly spicy, but you are going to get a lot of the mate. You have some woods, you have some gentle, qualities in here. I'm also picking up on a touch of vanilla, but nothing too sweet. This is not going to be a sweet perfume, but it is more so on that sort of airy, tea-based, citrusy, and floral side of things. And the one thing about this one that I can confidently say is the jasmine smells so natural, but it doesn't smell indolic. And what I mean by that is that there is a naturally occurring aroma molecule that is found in many different types of jasmine, and it's known as indole. And sometimes it can have a rough around the edges type of a smell. It can be a bit musky, a bit heavy-handed for some people. I'll refrain from using other adjectives, but I'm not getting a lot of that in here, so it retains that clean yet organic presence that I think is quite lovely. Matsukita is an incredibly versatile fragrance by Clive, perhaps even more versatile than 20 Iconic Masculine, which I think is fantastic for the hotter weather. Here's one that can be worn all year round with an emphasis on the hotter weather. Again, if you're wearing it indoors, wear it whenever you want. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. First up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I've smelled a lot of tea-based fragrances by Baruti, by Floraiku. There's by Bulgari. Bulgari has a lot of tea-based fragrances. And this one doesn't smell like anything else I've tried before. Really appreciate the uniqueness, the originality. In terms of the longevity, this one is going to give you about 7 hours. So not the most beast mode longevity, but it's steady, and I appreciate that. Projection was an arm's length for several hours. Elbows length scent right around hour, I want to say 5.5 or 6. Skin scent right around hour 7 or 8. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex any time of the year with an emphasis on the hotter weather. I think this can be worn formally or casually. I know Clive Christian's slogan either is or used to be the most expensive perfumes in the world. So of course, if they're still wearing that motto as a badge of honor, then I think that conveys a certain message to the consumer that, look, if you don't have that much disposable income, you probably want to wait for a special fancy occasion in order to wear this one. But again, you know, I love wearing my perfumes whenever I want. So I'm gonna wear this despite the occasion. If I'm in the mood for it, that's it. And again, anybody of any age would really appreciate this one. Presentation, gorgeous. The bigger the bottle, I think the more ornate and the more pretty the presentation looks. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's a natural smelling fragrance. It's calm, it's meditative, it's grounding. I love the quality of the mate and the jasmine. Absolutely brilliant. Can't wait to review Town and Country. I'm gonna do that one very soon. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the review and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider showing your support by clicking the subscribe button, hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.